If I don't think like I can be best support, I think I will never be best support. So I changed my mindset. If I put my effort well and if I practice really well, then I have to think like I have chance to be best support.
Hey guys, Parks Owsley here with the Shotcaller, joined by Olleh of Team Liquid, the fantastic support down there supporting Doublelift. So you guys are first place, continuing your reign over North America. How is it being back in North America, kind of, being dominant and how's that going?
I think like I play against like best teams in MSI, and now I feel like they are not really best in NA. So because we already won NA before, so I feel like I have to win. Otherwise, like I'm just worse than before. So I have really big responsibility to win NA now, and like I feel like it's not that much pressure to me.
So it's actually not too much pressure still because you just are confident in your abilities?
Not ability, just like I know how our team won before, so like I just keep the way. So I think I'm just fixing my problems one by one, and I think I'll be much better.
Cool. So you're just able to replicate that. That's awesome. So I wanted to talk about MSI a little bit, and I know that you've mentioned a lot before about the different environment and the different pressure there, and how yes, you won in North America, but MSI is this really big tournament with the best of everyone in the world. Yeah. And you guys had a really rough start, and then you actually did come back. So before we get into that, I'm curious as to what it kind of feels like going into this big tournament, and what is the pressure and stress level like there?
I think actually I didn't really got pressure. I didn't really get pressure by some like social media stuff. Like I think the problem was that even in Scream, like they were really strong. Like in it, like when I was in analysis, like in Scream, like I was just popping off like around playoff. Like our body was really clean. We didn't make any mistake and we played really well. But in MSI, like enemy also didn't make any mistake. So like before, maybe I just went to ward a little deep. That was not really big deal. But like when I went even a little bit, they just caught the moment and I just got caught. So like, wow, like before this was not problem, and then I had to fix like really small or stuff. Like that was really pressure to me. And then our team, like I think everyone in MSI was also all stressful because so many people watch, and then like teams are really like they're all confused because they have to figure out meta. They think enemy is all strong, so like even teammates just like stress each other. I think that was kind of big to me. So now like I think I solve my many problems. Like I don't really get confused by enemy. I don't get confused by our teammate. Like if I believe my play is right, I just say I'm right. And before was like, oh, enemy is too good, so what should I do? And then they say something, I just like, okay, I think I might be wrong. But I think that mindset was wrong. Like I go to MSI to prove that like our team is the best. So if I don't think like my play is right, if I don't think like I can be best support, I think I will never be best support. So I changed my mindset. If I put my effort well and if I practice really well, then I have to think like I have chance to be best support, even though there are some best support already proved. But I have to prove. I will prove I can be best support.
So confidence really is key there, and I want to touch on that. But first, before we leave the MSI conversation, I noticed that you wore Joey's jersey or his jacket for much of the rest of the tournament. Yeah. Was that because it was really cold there and you lost yours, or were you kind of honoring the fact that he helped you out, stepped in and supported you when you needed it, and were kind of bringing him back on the stage with you?
I think there are many reasons why. Like at first, it was cold, really cold, and I didn't have jacket, so. But I could believe I could borrow other people's stuff. But the second reason is that he was we were talking every day, and then even though I felt so hard, and then he was just talking to me because other teammates were really stressful, like with doing their own stuff. But Joey was there, and then we were just talking, just chilling, and then yeah, and then I asked him, I want you to play one game, like I seriously had to take a time, then I can come back, and they say, yeah, so of course do it, and then we just did it, and then yeah, it's really good. So I think the MSI, the prize stuff, like it's about how many games you play, but I just gave him more because I believe he deserved better.
Well, cool. I'm glad that he was able to kind of give you that support, that ability to relax for a second, kind of think on things, watch the game instead of having to sit through the stressful moments of making all the decisions.
Yeah.
So coming back here, I mean, yeah, it's a less pressure environment. You also mentioned that you got a mental coach to kind of help you maybe, gain some of this confidence back, kind of communicate better with the team, understand you are really good and sometimes you are right and not. So how much of a help do you think that has really been for you?
Actually, we just touched my trauma stuff. Like, I believe everyone when they're young, like they of course must have some scars in their heart, So like, but the thing is like, if one guy has great mentor, strong mentor, maybe he doesn't really give a fuck to that trauma stuff, or even it won't be trauma, but like. Like I didn't have really strong mind, so many happenings were trauma to me. So like we just touch that traumas every day, and then just talk about my trauma by myself. It was kind of hard because I felt really bad whenever I talk about it. But I talk about it, and then we just like kind of cover with like positive mind, So like before, like I was like, even when I was sleeping, sometimes I just woke up and then I just thought about it, like even I didn't want, but now like I don't care, like I don't even think about it. And then yeah, I think after I surf, I feel like I turned to be myself. Like I don't know, before I was like kind of wearing mask, like I have to be good person, I have to be nice to everyone, but now like it's me, like I don't have mask now. Like if you are bad, you're just fucking bad. Like I just say straightly now. Like so like before, when Peter says something about my support stuff after Scream, like whenever he says something, I just even didn't have ability to answer his stuff. But now like, oh, you dude, you cannot say like that. Like I can say something back strongly too. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like I thought if I say something back to him, I thought our relationship would be bad. But I now, like when I say something back, I feel like he like it because we are really making some conversation. So I think that's how our synergy is getting better every single time. So now I feel pretty comfortable with Peter, and I believe we can be really best.
So that's really interesting, and I'm glad you mentioned that. I feel like, yeah, having kind of these like invisible barriers that other people can't see holding you back, it's got to be really tough. I'm glad that you have kind of worked on that and have gotten some confidence back and an ability to push back on double lift.
Yeah.
So do you feel like this is something that should happen more in esports? Because I haven't really heard too much of this type. I've heard a lot of esports psychologists like Weldon coming in and saying, here's how you should communicate, here's how you should think about the game. But I haven't heard as much of the kind of working through your own like personal issues.
Yeah, I think everyone has to do that. Even you don't play game. I feel like mental health, I didn't really care of it. So, but now I believe everyone has some scars in their heart or their brain or whatever. Like, just need to touch it. It's not that bad. It's not really big deal. Just need to talk well with someone who really care of you, and it will be cured. I mean, if you have like best friends to share with it, I think it's fine. But like I went to tons of other country, and then like I made one friend, like I made one best friend in maybe Brazil. I stayed there for 7 months, or then I just have to leave. Like I lost every best friend whenever I moved, and then in the end, like when I came to NA, like, oh, holy shit, like other teammates have they have like their own friends in North America, and then like when I look at myself, oh, I don't have. I just play solo queue then. As in, I just got rank 1 and blah blah, and then when I have like break time, holy shit, I don't have friends, And then I think that's why I didn't really talk about my problems. Also, I didn't really want to show my weakness. But now, like, I mean, I'm confident. That's why I'm saying like I have trauma. I surf. Like I literally tweet that I'm gonna show my weakness to my fans, and then yeah, I'm showing now. Like I had trauma, and then I surf, and then if I have next weakness, I'm gonna show you guys, and I'm gonna fix again.
That's really powerful. I like that. It seems like you've gotten above it at least.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's kind of same as Instagram, Like Instagram only show like good stuff, like happy moments. Oh, I'm eating really delicious food. I'm in a really good place, like really expensive hotel or whatever. But they are not gonna show like sad stuff, But it's not really human being stuff, I think I just want to be like normal person to my fans. Like I'm not like super god. I'm not like like oh you're so huge famous. Like I'm just normal person. So like I'm gonna show my weakness. Oh, I have trauma. So even though you have trauma, you don't need to feel sad because I also have. So just look at me and then don't feel sad. Just fix together. Yeah.
Well, I really appreciate that. And you also talked some about some habits that you're building as well. Like coming back here, not only did you get a little reset and you're working on some of the trauma, but you're also biking and you're doing push-ups and stuff.
Yeah.
So how much has exercise and kind of just like small differences in your daily schedule also affected that?
Oh, I think like last year, even in spring, like I just play solo queue, and then when I look at myself, and then I was like really fat, and then I don't have any hobby, and then like I don't really hang out with other like new people, so like I just stay in my home and then just playing game. But like when I just find the queue, like the solo queue in Challenger, sometimes it can be like 10 minutes more, and then I just listen to some song, and then I just thinking like what the fuck I'm doing here, like it was kind of depressed. So now like I just find the queue and then push you up sometimes, or just like listen to song and then just dance sometime, and then I feel much better now.
Awesome. Well, that's good. And then I wanted to touch on one other thing. I got to talk to Romain a couple weeks ago, and he mentioned that he doesn't think teammates need to be friends, but that they need to trust each other.
Yeah.
And so I'm curious, because you're kind of in a different situation where you're newer to North America, you don't know as many people, and it's a little bit harder to kind of open up and talk because you don't have like the friendship bonds.
Yeah.
So now, and you also didn't necessarily have the trust in kind of in yourself, it seems, and like kind of your ability to communicate with Doublelift specifically.
Yeah.
So now it seems like you have a little bit of both of those. Which one, like, do you think that it is really important to be friends, or do you think the trusting is kind of the key piece?
I think like I'm not really like I'm friendly to many people, but if one person doesn't want to be friend with me, like I'm not forcing them to be friend with me, So like, I mean, if they think, oh, we are just business friends, I'm okay too. If you want to be friend with me, okay, just come. Like I don't mind. But the trust part is that not like I trust you, Like I just play really well in scrim or on stage, and then I just let them believe in me one by one. It's like I have to gain the trust one by one by myself. Like I can't just say some words to let them believe in me. Like I just play well with like Rakan. I just show them, like like in MSI I didn't play Rakan. It was really bad for our team. So like I just kept in mind, okay, I'm gonna practice on vacation. So like I just play tons of Rakan, and then it turned to be my most won champion now. So like our team is very confident now. Like, oh, Olleh has Rakan. Oh, we trust Olleh Rakan. And then yeah, that's like that. So I mean, just if you want them to believe, trust you, you just show them something like your effort or your performance, whatever. Like I don't want them to just trust me without any reason. So, yeah.
Well, it's good to see you getting some confidence back. I'm excited to see the unleashed Olleh now that you've kind of, gotten over some of the things kind of holding your play back. So good luck. I look forward to seeing the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys will stay in first the whole way through. But it'll be a journey either way. So before we go, I'm going to challenge you to a best of one in rock, paper, scissors. Okay. And that'll do it. Okay. All right.
Rock, scissors, paper. See, I'm so easy. It's easy.
All right. Well, there you go. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you next time. Hey guys, Parks Owsley here with the Shotcaller. Thank you so much for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed it. Please check out more up above, to the right, and to the left. Please subscribe to our channel as well. Leave a like and comment below. Let us know what you liked about the video. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks again.